Alright, hello guys, it's me, Clock, and we're playing Mushroom Oasis, a visual novel game. What's my name? It's Clock. What's my cat's name? It's, Max. And your cat is? It's a girl. The cat's name is Maxine. Alright, if you're wondering why. We just call her Max for short. Max has been missing for a while now. She was an indoor cat, but had the tenacity of a wild cat on a mission, trying to leave whenever the door was open. Actually, not true. My cat is a fat fuck. Okay, my cat. I literally play with my cat with toys and stuff, and as soon as she's like swatted the toy once, she literally lays down and just like looks at me, and she'll only play with it if I put the toy like right in her face. That's my cat, okay? She's not energetic. Okay, I wish. Catios and playtime just wasn't enough for the little missus. I figured she'd come running if I left out some food by the porch. If it's Max, yeah, she would, yeah. 3 days later, still no cat. No! I've tried everything I could think of. Asking around the neighborhood, putting up missing cat posters. Sadly, nothing came from my efforts. I couldn't search for her during the day since I had work keeping me occupied. There's only so many hours in an evening I could yell around the streets looking for her. This is why you don't have an outdoor cat, man. This is why you don't have that. They're gonna die to coyotes first. There was only one place left I could think of that she might have ran off to, or pick up some horrible disease. You just don't do it. Get another cat if you think your cat's lonely. The woods by my house, right across the street. I've definitely caught her eyeing the birds and squirrels that rang alongside the perimeters from the front window, her teeth clicking in excitement. What? Teeth clicking? Really? What? My cat looks at the birds sometimes out the window. I think the most she's ever done is like pat the window with her hand. She does not click her teeth. I was no outdoorsy person by any means, but if your cat does click their teeth, I'd love to hear that. That sounds interesting. Sounds like something in a horror game, honestly. In fact, the thought of going in there scares me, but I had to find her, or at least try. The first weekend that came around, I packed up some water, Max's favorite treats, and a compass to be safe. I wasn't sure where to even begin looking for her, so I started walking in a straight line, calling out her name every few steps. My previous cat ate wires. Yep, mine too. Same. My last cat did that a lot. It was really problematic as a big computer person. It certainly didn't take long for me to realize it was way in over my head. Why did I think this was a good idea? It was hard to find my bearings within the surrounding trees. I didn't want to admit I was lost, at least not yet. I could only squint at my compass as the needle spun slowly. Pretty sure they weren't made to do that. Oh shit, you walked into a magnet field? Did I really bring a busted compass on my first venture out in these woods? Figured that would just be my luck. The only thing risking my own safety was my own incompetence. Let's go get diddled in the forest by mushrooms! Nah, we're just gonna eat one and go full Mario. Shook my head hastily. No. No time for negativity. Max was out there somewhere. Cold and lost and hungry. Well, I mean, it's a forest. Chances are the cat's not hungry. I had to keep going. But maybe. I guess it's an indoor cat, so they wouldn't hunt. It's been hours. I'm so lost. I don't even know why I kept searching even after the moment I'd realized that. Why did I think this was a good idea? Hunger had been gnawing at my stomach for a while now, having missed breakfast and lunch altogether. The heat and humidity from the afternoon sun was unbearable, but the cooling air did nothing to soothe me. Even if I were to head home, I couldn't even pinpoint where that was. What do people even do in this situation? I knew it was baseless optimism, but walking onwards was really the only thing I could think of to do. Surely I'll come across something familiar. I trudged on, my shoes carefully avoiding the tree roots intertwined across the forest floor. Just die. True. Just lie down and die. But in my weakened state, plus the approaching darkness, I found myself stumbling through the rough terrain. Oh. My feet hit something soft jutting out of the ground. Ah. My hands shot out as I lost my balance. My feet clumsily tried to find purchase as I wobbled backwards, arms flapping. Poof! What? Oh! My shoe had landed smack dab in a circle of mushrooms, the brunt of it causing a wispy cloud to erupt from the cluster. Oh no, zombies. It's The Last of Us. Oh no. I stuck my nose in my elbow to avoid breathing it in. I couldn't differentiate one tree leaf from another for the life of me, but I'm pretty sure humans aren't supposed to inhale whatever the hell this was. It smelled strongly of rotten wood and wet dirt, even as it cleared. Something shiny quickly caught my attention. I stooped down to pick it up, gasping under my breath. It was Max's collar. No, my stupid cat, man! Covered in whatever the hell those mushrooms released. Looked around desperately for any signs of her. Ah, great. Max? Max! My cat just looked at me. Psst, 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 psst. She's looking at me more. I coughed from inhaling some of the remaining dust floating in the air. Should really steer clear from this. Pocketing Max's collar, I retreated carefully until I could breathe again. Stepping back, I could still smell it. Must have stuck to my hair and clothes. A quick once-over confirmed my suspicions with a slight cringe. A thin yet generous coating of it covered my sleeves and jeans. I leaned against a tree, dusting off my clothes in a naive attempt to get the dust and smell out, to no avail. Ugh. If anything, it felt like I'm breathing more of it in. What used to be musty now turned sweet, and I found myself inhaling even deeper, trying to pinpoint the smell. Cucumbers? It smelled like fresh cucumbers. A tingle... What? Do fresh cucumbers have a smell before you cut them open? Like... Or is he referring to, like, cut cucumber? A tingling feeling crept up to my hands and neck. Pinpricks spreading across my limbs as a strange heat reached my face. I'm dead. I fucking died, man. To cucumber mushrooms. I started to feel drunk and woozy. My senses were numb. It should freak me out. And yet, a strange comfort washed over me. Why are we highlighting the me and the I's, the pronouns? I should lie down. Right now, in fact. Or just... My legs gave out from underneath me, my body toppling over in an awkward angle. We're dead. I laid there, and stared, and stared, and stared. It was nice here. Peaceful calm. Good enough a place to die. The perfect place for a nap, actually. Never mind. Never mind. This guy ain't doing so hot. I mean, I did just inhale a shit ton of mushrooms. My eyes grow heavy as I swam in and out of consciousness. Yeah, a nap sounds really good right about now. Honestly, who's gonna fight for their life, man? Just pass out and die. Oh. Sorry this happened to you, little one. By the will of the forest, you may rest in peace. Oh, I fucking died. Wait. A human? How'd you end up all the way out here? Still breathing, too. Ah, jeez. I can't leave you here. What should I do? I don't know if this is a girl or a guy, so... Generic voice for now. I woke with a jolt. It was warm, but comfortably so. I could feel the weight of a blanket on me as I tried to sit up. I couldn't. I couldn't move my body. My fingers twitched uselessly at my sides as my eyes darted around in panic. Glancing about, I could see the interior of a cabin, or at least the ceiling of one. I couldn't see much past the corner of my eyes. Where was I? How did I get here? A desperate feeling rose in my chest. I had to leave. Right now. This was wrong, wrong, wrong. Am I being cooked alive right now? I wasn't meant to be here. I could hear... Why isn't this one lit up? I could hear the crackling of a fire nearby, likely the source of warmth I'd felt on waking up. I could also hear footsteps approaching. Okay, let's save. Let's pretend to be asleep. Let's pretend to be asleep. Sure. I shut my eyes quickly, hoping they hadn't noticed. I slowed down my breathing, willing my face muscles to stay still. From beside me, someone chuckled softly. I already know you're awake, Firefly. Come on now. I'm not gonna hurt you. Joe? Is this an orc? A goblin? A mushroom man? Fluttered my eyelids, straining to look at the person approaching. My eyes widened as I took in their appearance, the protrusions from their forehead catching my attention. The fuck? Not to mention the green skin. The stranger didn't sense my unease as they heaved a sigh of relief. You're awake. That's good. Very, very good. How are you feeling? I blinked. Oh, so sorry. I forgot about that. Here. Is this a dude or a girl? I think it's a dude, right? The person held a cup to my lips, a strong, sweet smell coming from the rim. A gentle hand grabbed my chin to open my mouth. I couldn't even move to resist. Don't worry. It'll help you feel better, I promise. Drink up. As the liquid hit my tongue, all I could feel was a vague sense of heat. As I kept drinking, taste and texture returned. The sweetness of berries and chamomile coating my taste buds. I could even detect a hint of mint. I lifted my head, finally, hands fisting at my sides as I propped myself onto my elbows. The person kept a steady hand on my chin, careful not to pour in too much in case I choked. I finished every last drop, wiping my mouth with the back of my hand. I stared at my fingers, realizing I had full autonomy over my body again. What the fuck is happening? Good as new. How are you feeling? But better, thank you. The stranger laughed. Mushroom elf? Oh, I like the way you sound. Been ages since I've talked to anyone, much less with a voice as nice as yours. I brushed off their strange compliment, finally looking around the cabin properly. Are we fucking a mushroom man? It's a simple room filled with sparse but decorated wooden furniture, fit for someone living alone. An open archway to the right led to what I assumed was the kitchen. Next to it, a door was closed shut. Possibly the bathroom? Taking it in, there was a common theme of knitted decorations strewn about. Any valuable surface had patterned knitted tablecloths covering it. Love-ending speedrun? Are we gonna make love to Shrek's mushroom ogre cousin? An unfinished project laid beside the bedside table, where I sat, a pair of knitting needles jutting out of a pile of yarn from a small basket. As far as I could tell, it looked like the beginnings of a green scarf. Dude, you telling me this isn't like Shrek's son that ate a bad mushroom? Bro's green! The stranger was comfortable and staying silent, observing me as I glanced around. That sentence should not have existed. Hey man, love is love. And Shrek is life, and Shrek is love. They tossed their hat onto the bed, scruffing their hair and making it even messier. With their hat off, their unique features were impossible to ignore. Sorry, but what are you? Oh, I didn't introduce myself, did I? Hiya, I'm Michael, with a Y. Smiley face. I shook my head. A Y? No, I meant that, Michael stared at me, their left ear twitching. You look very... He snorted. Oh, he's got a blue tongue? Ugly? Off-putting? No! Just... different. Different, huh? You're just being nice. Well, then explain yourself. I mean, that's kind of rude, isn't it? No. You picked me up, put me in your house. I have every right to ask why I'm looking at some weird-ass mushroom ogre man. I paused for a moment before pinching my nose bridge, exhaling slowly. What? I'm just... Sorry. It's been a long day is all. How dare I? Oh, sorry, never mind. I'm in the wrong. I should be thanking you. If it helps, it's, a skin condition? Is that what humans call them? The way they said it didn't sound confident. And the ears. Genetics? Right. And I assumed the little... I waved vaguely at their horns. Antenna? Those things are just cosplay to complete the look. Would that make a convincing argument? I squinted. Maybe. Honestly? Then yeah, it's cosplay. Still doesn't explain everything. Michael huffed a nervous laugh. Listen, I'm just a guy living by himself in the woods. You don't need to worry yourself further than that, okay? What the fuck am I hearing? Something in his tone compelled you not to question his existence anymore. He's just some guy. Living in the woods. Completely normal. I'm getting serial killer vibes right now. Right. Completely normal. I'm Clock. Michael beamed. Nice to meet you, Clock. I fiddled with the blankets as Michael scooted closer from the edge of the bed. I know I already asked, but how are you feeling? Any aches, sores, nausea? Intrusive thoughts? Weird impulses? Fever, maybe? I don't think... He placed his hand on my forehead before I could react. Fucking rude? His hands were calloused, quickly retracting as he gave a thoughtful hum. You seem to be lucid. That's a good sign. Great. He hummed absently, his twitching ear reminding me of a perturbed cat. Cat. My cat! Shit! Oh, shoot! Sorry, shoot! PG. PG-13, my one swear. So, sorry if this is out of nowhere, but have you seen a cat around these parts? Her name's Max. She's a sweet little thing, about this big, skittish, but she can approach strangers if she needs to. If she needs to. What cat needs to? I pulled out my phone to show pictures of her, only to find it missing from my back pocket. Wait, where is? I haven't. Huh? Your cat. I haven't seen it. Oh, I see. I slumped against the pillows, rubbing at my temples. She lost her collar, too. Even if anyone finds her, they wouldn't be able to tell where she's from. Damn it. Michael stayed quiet, watching me from his side of the bed. You came all the way out here for a cat? Huh? Of course. It's my fucking cat, bro. It's like my kid. To the point where you're willing to run yourself ragged this deep in the forest? For a cat. Do you realize how far you've wandered away from the nearest town? I found you near unconscious, in an area nobody's set foot in for years. For a cat. What's hard to understand about this? This is my fucking cat, bro. What, you wouldn't? You dick? Don't have a cat then. He sounded like he was holding himself back from giving me a stern lecture, as if in disbelief I had such little regard for my own survival. My cheeks grew heated at how stupid and reckless that sounds. I mean, she's not just a cat, she's my family. I know it was stupid for even trying, but I had to. What do you mean it was stupid? It's just some woods, man. It's my cat. Okay, Jack Black, that's Blackjack, that's weird, man. That's a weird, don't say it like that. I love my cat like a family member, okay? I love my cat as if it was another me, okay? In a fat cat's body, okay? I love that cat. I don't call it that word. That's a weird one. Nope. Nope, you're wrong. I'm not saying it. I know it was stupid for even trying, but I had to. Nope. That's just a weird word to use. Nobody says that. No one looks at their cat and says that, okay? Nobody. Michael eased up, shoulders tensed as he looked me over from underneath his unruly bangs. Family, huh? He finally tipped his head at me with a smile. You're willing to wander this far for such a small critter. I've met my fair share of lost campers, hunters, and a few runaway teens or two. But someone looking for their pet? You're kind of weird, aren't you? I sputtered, much to his amusement. Speak for yourself. Who cosplays in the middle of the woods? Michael... He laughed, a deep, hearty one resonating from his chest. Fair. I mean... I mean, it's not that weird, right, Nessie Wolf? Right? I agree. You just do what you gotta do, man. Cats in the woods, you go to the woods. He got a compass and shit. He was not prepared, but he tried. I think I'm starting to like you, Clock. Likewise? Wait. That's a little soon, don't you think? His smile widened, but something about it was off. He's gonna eat me. He's showing too much teeth. Felt like he hadn't talked to someone in a real long time and forgot how to smile the right amount. It says this, but his smile just looks like an anime character smile. Oh my god. I rubbed my neck, trying to think of something else to say. Okay. Can I ask, how did I get here? Oh, like I said, I found you in the woods not far from here. Oh, geez, really? I knew I was tired, but I couldn't have possibly... Huh. I did step in something. Something important. Familiar pinpricks crept up my skin. Home. I need to go home. Michael stiffened as he grabbed my shoulder. Never mind that. You'd fallen unconscious from, heat stroke. Heat stroke? No, that wasn't what happened. I wasn't. I was fine up until... Michael shook his head insistently, leaning close. No, Firefly. You weren't fine at all. If I hadn't found you when I did... Well, who knows what could have happened. Could have gotten injured, or attacked by a wild animal. There's dangers in these woods, you know. I swapped the S there. No, he was right. You had been so foolish. How did you think you could do this on your own? Searching for your cat in the middle of the woods? It's going without bringing any water? Passing out from heat stroke of all things? How could you have been so stupid? I shook my head, brain too foggy to pick apart my thoughts. He sounded confident, so why should you doubt him? So pink is when he's controlling my fucking mind. Well, if it means anything, I'm glad you were there. Michael relaxed, hand on his lap once more. He grinned at me. So am I, Clock. Chat's being weird right now. His ears just turned blue. I'm definitely glad I found you. His eyes were fully hidden behind his unruly hair, but I couldn't help feeling how intensely they were fixated onto me as he said that. Bro's turning blue. You were green before. The hairs on the back of my neck stood. Sure. Without a distraction, I've only just realized how uncomfortable I was sitting still. The blanket on me was starting to itch, just as the desperate need to get home began to rise in me again. Purple as the mushrooms? This was interesting, but I should really get going now. Wait! Now it's orange. My host jumped up from the bed before I could. I mean, you can't! I can't just let you wander around in the woods this late. Please, stay a bit longer. But Michael, come! He grabbed my hand and led me across the room. We stepped into the kitchen, a fragrant smell of cooked potatoes and meat hanging in the air. 2 plates had been set out on a small circular table, complete with utensils and mugs of tea. I wasn't expecting guests today, so the food is nothing fancy. Michael seems a little controlling, true, but join me for dinner? But it also feels like he's protecting us. He looks so hopeful, ears drooping. You'd feel so bad if you had to say no. Alright, I think that's my first real choice. We'll say yes. We'll play with Michael. We'll hang out with Michael. Michael's jaw dropped for a second before he quickly recovered. Yes, of course. Here, come sit. I'll serve up the cottage pie in a minute. I sat as instructed, my stomach rumbling something fierce as the smell was the only thing I could focus on. Yes, this was definitely the right choice. It was so important that you had to leave so soon. The outside world can wait. You could stay here and enjoy my company. Oh, it said enjoy my company. Wait, is this guy just thinking for me? What the fuck? Oh? Actually, I should ask. Are you okay with meat for dinner? I can make something else for you if that's not your preference. I'm okay with meat, bro. Oh, okay. You'll be having the same dinner as me then. Wait a second, am I... There's no shot, right? There's no shot he's eating my cat right now, right? There's no shot. No chance. No dice. Not the cat, bro. Michael pattered about the small kitchen with an almost giddy excitement. He put on a pair of knitted oven mitts, humming as he stooped down and pulled out a steaming tray of pie from the wood stove. The smell filled out the kitchen in an instant as he brought it into the table, my stomach rumbling louder in response. Pretty sure Michael could hear it, but he just smiled as he served it up our portions. He discreetly cut me a bigger piece, which I was grateful for. It looks so good. He called this a cottage pie, but this just looks like shepherd's pie. Is that the same thing? I don't know. I just call it shepherd's pie in Canada. Looks so good. Crust was nice golden color, streaked with crisp lines and garnish. The meat and veggie filling looked absolutely delectable. The savory sauce leaking onto the plate. Except in Canada, they usually put some like shredded cheese on that motherfucker, okay? It's pretty good. Pretty fucking good. My mouth was watering, unsurprising considering the fact I haven't eaten all day. Careful now, it's still hot. It was fair advice, but I didn't wait more than 2 blows before biting into my first forkful. Ah! It was definitely way too hot to eat straight from the oven. Michael kept a polite expression, the corner of his mouth lifting as I panted with the piece still in my mouth. He gave me a few seconds to recover, elbow planted on the table. Is it good? I nodded vigorously, even though my buds were burning. Couldn't taste anything. He laughed. It's usually better on the second bite. I slowed down, hand on my mouth, as Michael poked his fork into his own slice. I tentatively blew on the pie to make sure it was cool before taking another bite. Wow, that's hilarious. Shepherd's pie uses lamb and cottage pie is any other meat. Completely different in Canada. Completely different. At least where I come from, you just use beef for shepherd's pie. Yep. That's just like how like we always had it with beef, ground beef. Obviously, the peas and carrots, mashed on top. The peas and carrots and beef are in a gravy kind of sauce kind of thing going on, salt and pepper, and then at least my family we would put cheese on the top. Which is just amazing. Best way to have it. Michael's mid. Kinda true. Not gonna lie, I need to see those eyes, big boy. See if you're Shrek for real. He was right. The second bite was a lot better. Seasoned potato crust was nice and crisp on top, cheesy and creamy in the middle. Oh, they put cheese in the middle. Oh, okay. Alright, alright. The savory meat filling was well cooked and bursting with flavor. Hey, Ironic, how you doing? Every bite felt like home. My host watched me enjoy the meal from across the table. Do you like it? Yeah, this tastes amazing, Michael. He flushed from the compliment, rubbing the back of his neck. I'm glad. I like to think of myself as a decent cook, but I've never been able to get anyone else's opinion on that. Do you like baking in particular? Not always. I'm in the middle of class. Why are you here? Not always. I usually go for simple dishes with any ingredients available. He's eating my fucking cat right now. Any ingredients available? Meat? I nodded amicably. Hey, Alabella. I noted amicably, though. Didn't say much else. I was more focused on scarfing down dinner, which thankfully Michael didn't seem to mind. The overall atmosphere was nice and homely. I could hear Michael tapping his feet from underneath the table. Guess he was that happy to have someone stay for dinner? I guess he was just that happy to have someone stay. Okay, it did seem like he lived alone judging from the surroundings in his cabin. So, I'm kind of curious. Is this my fucking cat I'm meeting right now? He perked up instantly, his focus solely on me. What made you want to live all the way out here? Oh, well, when you look at me, it's kind of easier to just live out of sight from everyone else. A pang of guilt shot through my chest. I was giving him a hard time about how he looked, too. You must have sensed it clear as day on my face. Yeah, I mean, genetics really fucked this guy up, man. Look at those elephant ears, man. On top of that, he's a permanent cosplayer? Like, oh my god. Not that you're one of them. You've actually been nicer than most. Though I wonder if... His smile turned strained. Never mind. My point is, it's better here than anywhere else. Why didn't you try that tea, Firefly? He seemed uncomfortable now, easing into a different topic. Chad is too obsessed with Yule sometimes. Jesus. It's probably best to follow along. Oh, sure. We're going to be playing Devilathon after this, actually. The other game by Nemle, too, by the way. I reached out towards my mug, only to push it off edge with my clumsy fingers. Wait! I bent over the side to grab it, fully expecting it to fall just out of reach and land on the floor into broken pieces. It never did. Whoa! Bro's got a tail with a mushroom? Instead, a long green appendage was twisted around the ceramic mug, securely keeping it in place. Not even a drop had fallen out. My eyes trailed along the length of it until I pinpointed that it came from behind Michael. The rest of it partially hidden behind his cardigan. It's bigger? Michael? Is that yours? I. Michael buried his face in his hands, the strange appendage from before lowering to his side, mug in tow. Me, right now. Me, whenever you guys talk about Yule, by the way. I'm not supposed to have my phone. Yeah, ironic. Don't worry about popping in then. You can always watch the VOD later, okay? We always upload to YouTube. This is me. You guys talking about Yule? This is me. Whenever someone takes something I said out of context, this is me. Michael buried his face in his hands, the strange appendage from before lowering to his side, mug in tow. I'm sorry, Clock. I think it's time I was honest. Oh! He's got 4 eyes! I thought that was him looking up, like, I thought that was just bad frame rate. No, he's got 4 eyes. Alright. That's taking the childhood bullying a little bit far. He lifted his head, fingers carding his hair back to reveal his eyes. I froze as multiple pairs of irises stared right into mine, before darting to the side and avoiding my gaze. Yeah, does he have double eyes in the bottom eyes? Does he have double? Is he doubled up right now? Does he actually have 6 eyes? 6 irises? I don't know if that works that way. I know it's a lot to take in, but this is who I really am. Please don't be scared. Freak out. Yeah, I'll save. Freak out. Monster! I flinched as his eyes thinned into sharp slits. No, you're a monster! Clock! I kicked back against the chair, letting it clutter to the ground as I scrambled to the living room. He was a freak! How did I ever let him get close to me? I had to escape, now. I ran to the door furthest into the room, hoping it was the exit, rattling the doorknob desperately. It was locked shut. Oh my god! Clock, please! I abandoned the front door and ran to the windowsill. Wait a second. Sound effect replays. Ran to the window by the bed, my fingernails scraping it against the sill. It was sealed tight, the lock barely budging as I tried to twist it with my fingers. Heavy boots slowly came closer behind me. Spun around to see him by the edge of the doorway, hands up in a careful stance. Clock, calm down. I'm begging you. Just let me explain. Stay away from me. Why do his second eyes get small? They look like little fangs for his eyes. My eyes landed on the basket on the bedside table. The needles glinting against the firelight. Take them. We've changed the route heavily. Take them. I grasped both needles and pulled them from the yarn, the basket dropping to the floor in my haste. holding them to my chest. I stepped back as Michael came closer, eyes wild as he realized what I held. Okay, not to my chest, please. Hey, look at me, Clock. You don't want to do this. You're gonna hurt yourself. Let go of those things. Attack him or listen to him? I can save. Okay, let's save again. A lot of choices right now. Let's attack him. He was right. If you aiming blindly, I lunged forward. Ka-chunk! He probably wasn't expecting it because he hardly moved as I stabbed them straight through his chest. Oh. Oh! We got the monster, boys. We got it. We got him. A choked sound made past his lips before he collapsed, his disgusting pair of eyes dazedly searching the room for me. Oh! Clock. I can't see you. His second pair of eyes is closed. I backed away, my breath lodged in my throat. That's okay. I know you. You can hear me. This hurts so much. He whipped out a pained laugh. You know, I was so alone. When you came along, I was so happy. Just to talk to someone. To have dinner with someone. You even liked my cooking. Oh. I really thought you would be different. Did you really hate the way I looked that much? No, I didn't hate it. I thought you looked kind of cool, actually, Ben. I just, you know, kind of suspicious that you didn't want to tell me. He laughed bitterly once more, spitting out some blood. Why do I keep lying to myself? This has always been my fate, since the beginning. At least, I got one wish. I'm not dying alone. What? What does that mean? Clock? Are you there? Please. I'm getting cold. Tell me you're there. I didn't realize I had tears streaming down my face. He sounded so pathetic. I stared down at my hands. The hands that hurt Michael. Had I made a mistake? A sputtered cough snapped my attention back to him. I think this is goodbye, Clock. But by the will of the forest, I... Cast one last breath, the sound rattling across the empty cabin as his eyes glassed over completely. I sunk to my knees, hands still shaking. Oh. What have I done? Ending 2, you monster. Yeah, he really was a monster, right? Alright, guys, that was Mushroom... We're gonna get the other endings. Look, okay, we killed him because I had to get that out of the way, you know? It's always easier to kill a character before you start to like them, okay? That's how it works, okay, guys? Like, am I wrong? Am I wrong, chat? If you had actually fallen for this guy, it would have been way harder to kill him. So we're gonna be doing some skipping now, okay? Let's stay awake. Let's just see some differences. I fluttered my eyelids, straining to look at the person approaching. My eyes widened as I took in their appearance, the protrusions from their forehead catching my attention. Not to mention the green skin. The stranger didn't sense my unease. Okay, so that was barely a difference. You're awake. That's good. That's very, very good. How you feeling? I blinked. Oh. Sorry, I forgot about that. Here. Okay, so he gives me some drugs. Some good sweet drugs. We're gonna skip. So this really just goes to say yes or say no. So, for now, we'll do all the say yes stuff, and then we'll say no after, okay? So we'll say yes. Okay, so we'll skip ahead. So we'll... Maybe I should have just picked that other save. Wait a second, let me go back to the saves. Okay. Let's load. Let's go back to this one, okay? Was it this one? There's this one. Yeah, let's go back to this. So he's showing himself off. Instead of freaking out, let's remain calm. Let's remain calm, everybody. I swallowed audibly, willing myself to not look away. He seemed to be holding his breath as I gripped the edge of the table. It felt unsettling every time he blinked, those eyes in succession, even when he wasn't looking at me. Was it real? It had to be. Everything about him suddenly made so much more sense. The isolation, the avoidant behavior. What would you call this race? Like Mushroom-Tiefling? Like, he looked freaky, yes, but he also looked sad. I swallowed thickly. I'm not scared. Oh, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. Michael's many pupils blew wide, dilating like an excited wild cat. Sent a shiver up my spine. Ugh. Okay, maybe just a little bit scared. Sorry. He hastily grabbed an empty plate and hid behind it. Shoulders scrunched up despite his stature. This is me, right now. Every day. Every day I don't turn on webcam, this is me. Would it help if I just hide it? If I could fix my hair like before, if that's what you prefer? His voice was muffled behind the ceramic barrier between us. It was kind of endearing. I slowly reached out to touch his hand, the slight brush of my fingertips making him jump in place. Michael. Sorry, let me... Yeah? Can you put that down? He slowly lowered the plate. His eyes were still darting to the side to avoiding me. Can you look at me? He's pretty shy about this. Mushroom-Tiefling, eh? I'd play this in D&D. I would totally play this, okay? Don't look at me like that. Sorry, I just can't stop looking. I love that his blush is fucking blue, dude. Mutated guy. It's pretty great. This was so awkward. His hands were shaking. I looked down at the mug still floating next to him, hanging on for dear life. I reached over and plucked it straight out of his grasp. Attentively took a sip, noticing how Michael was watching me over the rim of the mug. Did you guys hear that? I hope so. I really hope so. The taste was mildly spicy with an almost earthy bite to it. I recognized it instantly as ginger tea. It's almost room temperature, but it's still pretty good. Huh? You wanted me to try the tea, right? I like it, so thank you. Oh. I'm glad. Michael relaxed back into his seat, following my lead as I picked up my fork once more. The silence didn't last long as Michael fidgeted. Are you really okay with this? With me? I gave him a once-over, really taking in his features. It's very different than what I'm used to. But I think I can learn to like it. Learn to like it? Is that weird to say? I mean, you're not bad to look at. It's actually kind of, damn it. What do I say? It's pretty cool, hot. Hey, yo? Hey, yo? You know, I don't know if you guys watched my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough at all, but, I'm romancing Karlach in that game. It's hot, okay? You got a tail? That's a little hot, man. That's... hot. You're not referring to temperature, are you? I wish I was. No, I'm not. Oh. Looked confused, but seemed embarrassed anyway. My point is, your appearance shouldn't matter. You've been nothing but kind to me so far. I'd be the worst kind of person to judge someone based on how they look. I haven't known you for that long, but you seem like a good person. You're fine, Michael. I smiled at him. Smiley face. We're fine. I see. He fidgeted some more before nodding, smiling a bit. Okay, you guys are getting way off track in chat, okay? There we go. I'm muting chat. Thanks, Clock. I'll cherish this moment forever. This is like the first time someone called him hot, dude. Chat got way off chat. I had to remove chat. They can still chat, but the video, no more chat in the video. I'm sorry, it's too off track. Cherish this moment forever. Beamed at me as he enthusiastically went back to eating his food. Chat is not happy at my decision right now. Chat is upset at me. That was something. Continued with a bit of small talk, mostly stories about Max or snippets about my personal life. What the hell? Dude. That's a pretty good chat message, actually. Michael hung on to every word I said, not bothering to elaborate much about himself, despite my burning curiosity. I could tell he was extremely insecure about his appearance, so it's probably best I keep my questions to myself for tonight. Sorry, chat, you just... no one wants to read that that's watching the video. Cleaned up the kitchen in relative silence, Michael storing away the rest of the pie as I washed the dishes by the sink. Being out here in this remote cabin, I wonder how he had water running. Maybe I'll ask him later. So, thanks for dinner. Thanks for the company. Oh, and please take the bed for tonight. Wait, what? You're my guest, and I'm the host. I can't show YouTube my weird interest now. There's nothing wrong with that. Take the bed, okay? Alright. I'll be out of your hair first thing in the morning. Michael got quiet, staring at the floorboards. With his hair out of the way, I could finally read his expressions. He did seem upset. Is that okay? I do need your help, though. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna get lost on my own again. His tail flicked behind him. Yeah, I'll bring you home tomorrow morning. I heaved a sigh of relief. Thanks, Michael. I'll see you in the morning. Yeah. Good night, Clock. Good night, Michael. He seemed really happy being able to say that. I plopped myself down in Michael's bed, getting comfy beneath the blanket. Michael was gathering some blankets of his own to make a makeshift bed on the floor in front of the fire. He had an impressive collection of knitted items, a comfortable nest forming in the center of the room. My eyes trailed after his tail, now out in the open, as it flicked and swayed. Does this guy not have some kind of couch? Kind of like a cat. I miss Max. Oh, no! There's no shot, right? There's no shot my cat turned into a mushroom man, right? There's no way. Now, with a full stomach, dozing off came easy. I didn't even realize how tired I was. Sorry. I listened to the gentle crackling of the fire, my vision darkening. Oh! Good night, Clock. Oh, that's creepy, man. That's a little creepy. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to see that right before my bedtime. No, I don't think so. I really hope not. A soft humming invaded my dreams, stirring me awake. Okay. I blinked my eyes open to unfamiliar surroundings, swaddling in a blanket that clearly wasn't mine. Where? Oh. Spotted the familiar figure of my host seated on a stool in front of the fire, hands deftly working on the green scarf bundled in his lap. His back was towards me, but I caught glimpses of his fingers as the needles softly clipped between the yarn. He looked incredibly adept at using them, the rhythmic movements almost hypnotic as the fibers wound together into an intricate pattern. I slowly stirred into a sitting position, rubbing at my eyes. Ooh. Just don't sleep. The movement quickly caught his attention, ears flicking in my direction before his eyes trained onto me. Just like last night, his pupils blew up as we made eye contact. His expression lit up at the instant he saw me. Clock, hey, I'm glad you're finally awake. You look so tired. I didn't want to disturb you until you've got enough rest. Good morning, Michael. Me waking up. Good morning, Clock. Did you sleep well? Never mind, it is me. I'm still too groggy to answer his question, and a yawn slipping out as I stretched. Good yawn. He smelled kindly, a soft chuckle under his breath. Like a baby, then. It's honestly just noises I make when I wake up. I'm like, like that's literally me waking up. like I go to sleep, like I get like 3 hours of sleep, and then I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, That's me every day. He pointed over his shoulder to the door beside the fireplace, tilting his head towards it. What, you guys don't have terrible sleep too? Horrible nightmares every day? That's me. You can freshen up in the bathroom if you'd like, while I start on making us some food. I'd have eaten breakfast by now, but I want you to join me while the food is still hot. This is exactly why I'm turning off the chat for YouTube right now, okay? The things you guys say. How do eggs and toast sound? It sounds delicious. Great. I'll see you in the kitchen then. Tucked away his knitting materials and set it aside. Oh, I also have a surprise for you after breakfast. It's not the most exciting surprise, but just join me when you're ready. I saw and said worse on YouTube. YouTube is like Compton. No, I like to keep it on track though. Okay, that's why. I'll turn it on later. You got grounded, yeah, pretty much. He ducked into the kitchen without another glance. I mean, I still see it. Everyone in Twitch still sees it. I could hear his boots thud about the floorboards, cabinet opening and closing in succession in the kitchen. I suppose that's my cue. As for YouTube, by the way, YouTube, my chat's just upset that I muted them for right now. I'll put them back on later when we start the next game, maybe, or whatever, but the chat is very off topic, and I don't really... That's not necessary for YouTube, okay? I rolled out of bed, leaving the warmth of Michael's blankets and trotting over to the door Michael pointed out. Whoa, this is a nice fucking bathroom, except that's an indoor outhouse. Never mind. That's an indoor outhouse. Smell of 1,000 poops. Stepping inside, I didn't know what I was expecting when he said he had a bathroom, but it was surprisingly spacious. The bathtub looks pretty nice. Wait, is that gonna show up? No, it doesn't, okay. Everything looked like it was carved and polished out of wood. It seemed to have everything you'd find in a modern bathroom. A sink with a cabinet, a shower, and a tub, and even a toilet. Nah, not the toilet. Curious, I crept over to the toilet in particular, expecting it. There wasn't a tank like you'd expect where the water would be stored. Instead, there was a compartment to the side full of sawdust and a scoop. Oh no. What are we, cats? I expected it to have at least a bit of a smell, but it was surprisingly odorless. There was even a roll of toilet paper on the other side. Well, I fucking hope so. I hope he's not wiping his ass with a wooden board. There was no flushing system, but it was hygienic. Michael must have done his research. Walking over to the sink, I stared at the faucet before hesitantly twisting it. How big of a hole did he have to dig? And there ain't no way that after a long time that toilet would smell good, okay? This room would smell of 1,000 dead poops, okay? I jumped when I heard the rush of water pouring in, swirling in the basin before dissipating to who knows where. He has plumbing! Wow. Why am I impressed by a damn functioning bathroom sink? Bro has plumbing for his shower, his bathtub, his sink, but bro didn't want to implement plumbing for his goddamn toilet? Are you for real right now? Why am I impressed? I helped with the dishes last night. I already knew Michael had plumbing. Shaking my head, I finished freshening up and headed to the kitchen. Michael looked up as I entered, a steaming kettle in his hand with 2 empty mugs on the counter. It might have been the lighting, but he was taller than I remembered. Glancing to the table, I could already see he had already finished plating up our food. Oh, wow. You work fast. Michael looked proud of himself. Can't have my guests stay on an empty stomach. Go on, have a seat. I'll join you in a moment. I returned his smile and sat down, stomach grumbling as I looked at our plates. Once again, Michael was generous with the serving sizes. Is that scrambled eggs on toast? Gordon Ramsay would approve. With some green onion or chives on top. A little bit of black pepper. Spring onion, maybe? I don't know. I like green onion. I like it big. Green onion. Fat slices of bread were toasted perfectly with crisp buttered sides. Looks like French toast. I agree. Okay. The scrambled eggs looked tantalizing, the smell of savory herbs wafting into my nose. My mouth watered. Michael set down a steaming mug beside me before settling into his own seat. Oh, thank God, a cup of fucking coffee. Peeking above the rim, I could see small flowers floating about, tinting the water yellow. Faintly smelled of apples. Holy shit, I'm drinking piss. He gave me a mug of piss! I recognized the yellow dried pellets on tea packaging I've seen before. As soon as I unban chat, I get threatened to be flooded lungs. Oh, chamomile. Already regretting it. He nodded. Hope you like it. I'm sure I will. I have to hydrate now twice. His smile widened, his tail swaying at the tip by his feet. He seemed more relaxed, showing his natural features in the morning. Any trace of panic and hesitation from last night were gone, replaced by a look of contentment. Michael bit into his toast and I followed suit. The food was as delicious as I expected. The chunk of toast I bit into was heavenly, the butter sweet on my tongue, and the eggs... Something about simple home-cooked food is just the best. It's so fucking true, man. I'm like a big breakfast enjoyer, and there's lots of breakfast places out there, but I'll just say this. Anyone I cook breakfast for will always tell me my breakfast is the best. And you know, it's simply because you got that love in it, man. You got that love in your cooking. It's always going to taste better than restaurants. But it helps that I'm a cook, so... Hell, it might help that I'm a cook. Michael was happy to eat in silence, occasionally looking up at me as I enjoyed my food. He'd smile when our eyes met, his bottom pair narrowing into a happy squint. I wonder if he'd be open to some questions. Hey. What the fuck are you? Do you mind if I ask... How did you learn to cook? How do you have plumbing in your house? What's it like living in the woods? How do you have plumbing in your house? I know it's a silly question, but I can't stop thinking about it. Oh, you were wondering about that? The embarrassed look on my face was probably enough of an answer. Oh. Well, it's nothing fascinating. It's just rainwater I've got stored above the cabin. Just rainwater? He nodded. Detected a hint of pride as he continued. It's actually a recent installment, believe it or not. Granted, the project took a while, gathering materials, figuring out the tools, finding the right instruction manuals. Plus, I had to figure out where to start to store the water tank. Don't worry, I installed a filtration system, so it's safe for us to use. When I see hydrate in the chat, by the way, you guys better be drinking with me, okay? Don't worry. I check in every few weeks to make sure nothing's contaminated. That sounds daunting. Especially considering he lived all the way out here in the woods. He's one of those guys. He's off the grid, you know? You did all that on your own? I kind of had to. Anyway, it took a whole lot of calibrating and adjusting, but it really worked out. And now that I think about it, I'm glad you get to be comfortable here during your stay, too. Does that answer your question? Where'd you learn how to do all that? Yeah. I had to figure out a lot of things on my own. There's a faint hint of exhaustion in his eyes. But to answer your question, I go to libraries a lot. That's where I learned about a majority of things. The fact that he even ventured into buildings at all already surprised me. Yeah, he's going into the city for this. Feeds us his used litter boxes. Overhydrate. Does spit count? Yeah, it counts, yeah. You got some gamer girl spit? Yeah, drink up. Drink up, boys. The fact that he even ventured into buildings at all already surprised me. And if I'm real lucky, they have all these neat DIYs and workshop manuals archived for anyone to browse through. It took a while to figure everything out. A really long time, actually. But hey, I had nothing but time. Oh, you're drinking gamer girl bathwater? I am the best. Hello. He is a smart little guy. Nah, you'll never get my bathwater, motherfuckers. You'll never see me do something that crazy. And it paid off. I'm considering upgrading the toilet next, but for now the composting setup works fine. Learned about that in an old camping guide. Paused to take a breath, as if he hadn't talked this much in a while. I already have it! Oh no! What the... Oh no. Oh no. He already has it. Here, I'll make it a little bit bigger. Okay. I paused to take a breath as if he hadn't talked this much in a while. I'm rambling, but that's how I did it. This wall just to get some. No! Is there anything else you want to ask? You know what actually is like a huge fear of mine that I've never confirmed, I never will, is I have an entrance to the attic in my bathroom. I've never looked in there. I've never looked in there. Do you guys have a attic in your house that you've never looked inside of? Could just be a person in there pooping, you know, hopping down in the middle of the night, chugging your milk. Just eating things out of your fridge, then running back up into the attic, living forever in there. You ever think about that? That's creepy as fuck, right? A lot of wood in your oh, you're up there? You're the guy in my attic? Oh, okay. Well, at least I know it's a viewer. Jeez. Wait, you've been to libraries? His ears perked up, posture straightening. Oh, yeah. I can't tell you enough how much books have helped me. I've made it this far only because I quickly figured out how to read. Well, figured out that I can read. Do you visit often? In my early days, any chance I could get. Nowadays, I stick to my side of the forest, though. Gotta make sure people don't wander too far off than they're meant to. I paused my chewing at the teasing lilt in his voice. Hey! I'm joking. Anyways, if you're wondering what I do about this, gestured toward his face, I just have to make sure everything's covered. You'd be surprised how little people pay attention to me when I bundle up just right. Do people not give you trouble? He shrugged nonchalantly. Small town libraries are usually so empty from my experience. Yeah, it's fucking true. Go get better milk. Buy better milk. Buying skills suck. Hey, yo, if I'm buying milk, I ain't ever coming back, okay? I'm gonna be your dad, and I'm gonna buy that milk. People just mind their own business there. It's true. Huh, I guess that's true. Can't remember the last time I visited a library. I do. It's like 2 years ago. Got some books, read them, brought them back. Haven't had the need to go back. I guess libraries would be Michael's equivalent to the World Wide Web. Should introduce him to the internet sometime. I don't think he's getting internet out here. He's gonna have to get the fucking Elon Musk Starlink. Actually, maybe not. Not without parental controls. Finally satisfied, I nodded and went back to eating my food. What's it like living in the woods? Yeah, what's it like? Still can't believe how cozy you've managed to make it, considering the whole middle of nowhere thing. It wasn't like this when I found it. No. It was a major, fixer-upper? So the cabin was abandoned. I never would have guessed. Yeah, I'm really happy I get to live somewhere permanent for once. It's not much, but it's home. What's it like? Peaceful. Quiet. I do like it a lot. Forest provides me with everything I need. And nobody bothers me for the way I look out here. Buy me some actual food when you go out. Instant noodles for me. Dude. Bro, I love like Sapporo Ichiban noodles, instant noodles. Motherfucker, stay away from those. I'll buy you the shitty cup noodles. His ears twitch slightly. Sometimes you just happen to end up where it's most convenient for you and everyone else. The way he avoided my eyes as he said that gave me the impression there's something more to it. Like his home wasn't just out of convenience, but a fear of something else. Rejection, perhaps. Or something worse? I feel like it's pretty obvious what this guy's afraid of, right? He's like literally gonna be attacked if he goes into a human village. Anyways, I don't really have anything else to say about it, unless there's something specific you want to ask. He doesn't think about his answer much before beaming at me. What about you? I know you've told me a little about yourself, but what's it like being you? I scoffed, waving a hand. Please, I'm the least interesting person in this room. Trust me. His eyes were shining in earnest as he leaned forward. Tell me anyway. Oh, well, I told him about my life, at least the parts I was comfortable with sharing. Just like last night, his eyes didn't leave my face, occasionally darting about my features and interest. Wow, he's a good listener. Noodles suck unless I fix them. Buy me some seasoning. Oh, I already got the seasoning. I already got all that. It's in here. The direct ogling was making me nervous, but I suppose I was doing the exact same thing when it was his turn to talk. Eventually, I came to the topic of my job and the woes of living in modern capitalism. I'm a bit jealous. You have the whole cottagecore aesthetic practically perfect. His face morphed into a confused pout. Cottagecore? Explained it to him in my own words. Oh, you're saying you want to live the way I do? Out in the woods? I nodded without hesitation. I'm good. I like the internet. I like living in a small town. I don't like living in the big city, but I like living with people. I mean, I wouldn't mind showing you the ropes. His tone seems strangely lilted. What do you mean? I don't know what that word means, lilted. Cottaging is one of my favorite pastimes, but would you do it permanently? Like, would you live in a cottage permanently? Never mind. Anyways, I don't get what the appeal is, but it's not easy either, you know? I like living in my walls. Oh god. Simple horror fanatic. The forest provides, but it's up to me to make use of it. Starting out was... A dark look crossed over his face then, as if reliving a bitter memory. Rough. Oh. I like that a lot, actually, him blinking. I like it. It's good. But I'm built for survival. I feel like asking him to elaborate would make things awkward. Decided to veer the topic to a different direction. Doesn't it get lonely? Sometimes. But I'm used to it. He smiled, his eyes lighting up. Besides, I have you at the moment, don't I? I never thought I'd enjoy having someone around. You must be really special. How'd you learn how to cook? Cottage pie is a pretty complicated recipe. No, it isn't. I guess it is. I just wonder if anyone taught you how to cook. I'd be lucky if someone could teach me how to make boiled eggs, Firefly. Why Firefly? But it was trial and error, mostly. My earlier endeavors were, pretty much unedible. Boiled eggs? Picked up a thing or two about cooking, though, so your taste buds aren't going to fall victim to any nasty creations, like in my early days, at least. Speaking of, did you enjoy dinner last night? Of course I did. You're a really good cook, Michael. I'm glad. Probably wasn't obvious, but I'm really happy I got to cook for you. Musty as fuck. I get plenty of water, that's for damn sure. I don't get guests often, in case you couldn't tell. I should ask you to cook for me every day then. He grinned at my joke, looking pleased. I'd be happy to. I chuckled as I took another bite. So, what's your favorite thing to cook? He lit up at the question. Fried mushrooms. Fried mushrooms? Yeah. There's plenty to find and it's easy to make. Huh. I do remember finding a patch of mushrooms yesterday. Smelled pretty funky, though. You remember that? Hmm? What was that? Nothing. Anyways, mushrooms were the only thing I had for a while, before figuring out how I could eat other stuff like roots and veggies. Do you forage all your ingredients? Mostly. Times I figured out how to catch fish and hunt game were the best of my life, I'll tell you that. My first taste of meat? Did an awkward version of a chef's kiss. As if mimicking something he saw on television once. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. He's too cute, dude. What the fuck? Dude, that's cute. That's cute. Was he trying to say Mamma Mia? Continued before I could even dwell on it for a second longer. Dude, that was pretty cute. It's like a little kid. But nothing beats what you humans are able to make. You guys go nuts with ingredients. Rice was a challenge. It's a precious ingredient since I have to actually get some from a store. But once I figured out how to make it nice and fluffy, I consider it a special treat. I did a double take. Huh? You go to the store? I mean, you could just put on a mask and shit. No one would care. Unless he's whipping out a pistol. Like, no one really gives a shit if you're walking in with, like, a hood on or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, you could literally be covered in clothes from head to toe with just, like, one little slit for your eyes. And as long as you're not, like, stealing anything or whipping out a weapon, like, no one would care. Yeah? Where else would I get it? I thought you would grow it yourself or something. He laughed as I flushed in embarrassment. That's a lot of work, man. Wait, you think he's got a rice paddy? It's flattering, but you think I'm even capable of something that impressive, but no. There's only so much the forest can provide. But what about money? We're talking about human currency, right? Otherwise, how would you even... Do you actually have a job? A thought occurred to me. He's a lumberjack. Or did you steal it? He almost looked offended. Do you take me for a criminal? No. But that would mean, then, how? With condoms all over his house, full of milk. Oh, God. Chat, no. Thanks, chat. Thanks. Michael bit into his toast, his two eyes winking in mischief. I have my ways, Firefly. What's that supposed to mean? Starting to know a lot more about Michael. He didn't say it directly, but it felt like he was lonelier than he was letting on. Not to mention how he managed to make a home for himself, all on his own. I had to wonder if he had anyone at all. Do you have any family around? Family? His expression turned solemn for a moment before he looked sheepish. Remind me how that works again? I get the concept, based on some books I've read. I don't have what you call parents, if that's what you're asking. My mouth dropped open in shock. No parents. He shrugged and took another bite of toast. Not that I recall. What's that like? Living with so many people like you in such close proximity. Huh? That's how it works, right? You and other humans living in one house? And you have this, Dena thing that makes you relate to the rest? That's what makes you a family, right? Was he talking about DNA? His definition threw me off, but I had to answer somehow. Not just that. Family is... people you're related to, like your mom and your dad and your siblings and relatives. People that you love and care about, who love and care about you too. Actually, I guess they are just people you live in close proximity to, whether by choice or not. I mean... I mean, for a long time, it's not your choice. Could be like my grandpa, who was a badass in South America, and when he hit like 13 years old, he just said, fuck you, dad, for beating me up every day. I'm gonna go to the city and live on my own. That's what my grandpa did. 13 years old, he left the house. You know what he did at 13? He became a fucking taxi driver at 13. Made enough money to buy the business and then moved to Canada with his family. Pretty badass. Praise be, Grandpa. We'll say people that you love and care about, because this is the truth, right? You only stick with them if you love and care about them. He seemed intrigued. Is that so? That does sound nice. Is there anyone that you love and care about? Of course I do. I have a family. Yeah, I love my friends. Well, I mean, I have a family. Yeah, I guess. Heck, I'd even call my cat my family. True. Right. Obviously. This is the same for all families? I bit my lip, pondering the question. It would be naive to think that. A lot of families do love and take care of one another, but not everything's perfect. Sometimes that love can be misplaced, or taken advantage of, or even abused. Michael looked thoughtful. So it starts with love. I've read some stories about that. Love, I mean. Though certain feelings just don't make sense to me. At least from a reader's perspective. I guess you'd have to experience it for yourself to understand. He stared at me unblinking for a moment. That does not mean with me, my good man. Yeah, you might be right. Or maybe it is me. I never considered that. Then again, who would bother loving a monster like me, huh? What? You're not a monster. I look like one, don't I? That's besides the point. You're not denying it, though. I'm just saying, it's okay. You don't have to lie to me. So, family. Right. To be fair, everyone's definition of family could be different. What about you? What's your definition of family? Michael looked surprised I asked him that question. I don't know. I've never had one, and I think your answer just confused me more. Well, if you ever figure it out, let me know. Michael stared at the remaining crumbs on his plate before he nodded, avoiding my gaze. This is one of those types of games. Yeah, this is a visual novel. We did kill him in one ending, so that was cool. Sure. We were the monster, though, in that one, for sure. We both felt quiet, the lulling conversation blanketing us in a comfortable silence. All this family talk reminded me of the reason why I'm out here in the first place. To look for my beloved cat, a sight I might never be able to see again. Couldn't help the sinking feeling in my chest, the growing pit in my stomach. I wish I was able to find Max. You would have loved her. Michael opened his mouth to say something, but changed his mind. My voice warbled as a lump formed in my throat. Oh, sorry. I just miss her so much. I keep thinking if I just went looking for her sooner, maybe I would have been able to find her by now. He's quick to speak up. You did your best, Firefly. No one else could have gone to the lengths that you did. Well, I don't know about that. Like, what if it was Les Stroud? He would have found that fucking cat so quickly, man. He would have lived in the forest for like 3 weeks and found his cat and went home. Fuck. Like, fucking Les Stroud, man. Why didn't I hire him? You almost risked getting yourself mushroomed. I'm sure wherever she is, she's doing okay. You really think so? I know so. His voice laced with a confident assurance, despite the worried look on his face. I nodded with a quiet sniff. I hope so. She's just important to me, is all. Michael looked like he wanted to reach across the table for me, but sighed instead. Actually, I'm sorry, Clock. I should tell you. He ate my fucking cat, dude. He murdered my cat. You killed my cat, didn't you? Maybe I do have family, now that I think about it. That was the surprise I mentioned before. Wait, really? He nodded. Are you done? I could take you to go meet them right now. What's happening? I looked down at my plate. During the conversation, I didn't even realize I'd finished the meal. Oh no, please tell me he's not my cat, man. Yeah, I'm done. Plus, imagine. His movements were quick, stacking our empty plates and mugs and setting them in the sink. He grasped my hand before I could say another word, pulling me up and heading outside with me in tow. Or my cat's a mushroom cat now. As the door swung open, I could only see forest ahead before he tugged me along as he rounded the side of the cabin. Bro, what is this? How much work has he put into this? Almost immediately, my peripherals were assaulted with greens on both sides. I mean, you're in the forest. Figured he was the type to grow his own vegetables, but to see it in person as confirmation was a whole different thing. With Michael leading the way, I only had a moment to take in the surrounding garden. He'd marked the different plots with messy drawings on small wooden signs jutting out of the dirt. Carrots, lettuce, potatoes, trellises of tomatoes, and beans. I wouldn't even be able to differentiate one plant to another without the signs. Even the chamomile from our tea just now grew abundant close by, its small buds swaying gently. I bumped into Michael as he suddenly stopped, the man looking over his shoulder to beam at me. We reached what looked like a fenced-off area with a bit of netting stretching all around. He stepped aside, watching me as my eyes widened. Wait, chickens! 3 fat, happy little hens strutted about like they owned the place. As he entered the gate, the hens swarmed over in an instant at Michael's feet, circling him and pecking at his boots. Ladies, meet Clock. Clock, these are Mawar, Sansuyu, and Primrose. Dude, that's so fucking cute. What the hell? I'm really hoping he's not just gonna chop the head off of one of them soon. I'm really hoping he doesn't do that. Or as I like to call... Okay, yeah. He ducked to pick one up, fluffing up her feathers as he smiled. Gently scratched the hen's little head, which I assumed was Rosie. He's practically melted at his pampering, eyes sliding shut. The chickens are adorable, okay? And they're hens. The other 2 flapped their wings in a huff and went about their business once more. Michael leaned closer, beckoning me to pet Rosie. She was so soft. Rosie's the oldest. She doesn't lay eggs anymore. But I couldn't bring myself to, Oh, good. You know. So I brought her some friends. Marmar. Okay, Marmar came first. Sunny's a more recent addition. What do you think? Do we make a good family? I laughed and nodded, watching as Rosie nuzzled into Michael's chest. I mean, yes, I call that family. I didn't expect chickens of all things. Were you expecting something else? Expecting it to be someone else? Oh. Heh, no. When you look like me, people generally don't stick around. Stop. I will be forced to turn chat back off. Jesus Christ. There's that negative self-talk again. You don't even look that bad. Yeah, now I keep looking at you, sir. You know, now I keep looking at it. Those are some nice ears. You know, that's a nice tail. You know, it's shaped like a certain something. You know, not a bad physique. You know, and the horns, mushroom horns, I could get used to those. It's really the eyes that are going to be a little hard to get used to. His eyes flicked to mine, a look of pleasant surprise crossing his face. You really think so? Chat doesn't permit it. Yeah? Can't be that naive, Firefly. I mean it. He let out a polite scoff as he scratched Rosie's head absently. You genuinely believe people wouldn't run away at the sight of me? Well, I didn't. His smile turned smug, the corner of his lips lifting just a bit. Of course you didn't. Because you couldn't. Shoot. He wasn't wrong. He was pretty much paralyzed in his bed when we first met. But I still don't think you look that bad. Is that so? Describe me then. What? You heard me. Look at me. And describe what you see. For a second, I thought he was being condescending, but looking at his eyes, I could see it was a bit of playfulness. He looked at me expectantly, eyes shining. You're tall? Go on. You have blonde hair? Gave an amused squint, his left ear twitching. What else? You have green skin and a tail? He chuckled, though there was no malice in it. But that's not all, is it? Definitely expected me to say it straight. Oh, fine. So you don't look human. So what? He hummed absently. As I was saying, animals generally don't care if you look like a monster. My heart twisted at his words. Don't say that! Even a chicken knows that a wolf is not a good thing to see, okay? I'm gonna say it now. Even a chicken knows, okay? His passive nonchalance somehow makes it even worse. Michael, you're not a tug at my shoelace caught my attention. A light brown hen stood at my feet, her beady eyes shining. Yo, I got the Converse on? Nice. Sunny flapped her wings almost expectantly. Aw, I think she likes you. Go ahead, pick her up, gently, like how I did with Rose. I hesitated, but slowly lowered myself to cup Sunny by her wings. Lifting her up, she was quick to nestle herself until she was comfortably tucked under my arms. Could feel her wings wiggling as she nuzzled into my side. So cute. Michael's gaze softened as I cooed at the chicken, mimicking her small clucks. So, did it help? Cheering you up, I mean. Oh. So that's what this was. He's trying to make me forget about my cat. Fuzzy feeling bloomed in my chest as he looked at me. Chicken in his arms and concern on his face. A little bit, yeah. Only a little? I snickered, rolling my eyes. Okay, mister. A lot. That's more like it. His proud grin was infectious. Couldn't help smiling back. Spent a lot more time with the hens, petting them until they were satisfied. Michael even showed me the spot where they like to have their dust baths. Little chicken-shaped holes scattered about in the dry soil underneath the coop. Once the gals had enough of us, we refilled their water container before leaving. He left them some treats, procuring them straight out of his pockets before shutting the gate. The girls, excited, chattered over the food, faded as we made our way back inside his cabin. Sat by his bed as he crouched down by the fireplace. From the window, I could see the sun outside was getting higher. It might be close to afternoon now. Hey, Michael. He looked up at me from where he was stoking the fire. I rubbed my arms, unsure where to place my gaze. I think it's a good time for me to go now? I didn't... My expression fell, but I caught myself quickly. He'd done his best to cheer me up. It would be inconsiderate towards him to leave in a bad mood. I might have to accept that I'll never see Max again. I think it's better if I focus on moving on. Aw, fuck, man. Hey, yo, bye, dude. Have a good day. He was quiet for a moment, hands in his pockets. If you say so. But you don't have to leave just yet. We've still got plenty of daylight left, and there's some places I want to show you. Won't you come with me? I had to decide. Oh! I promise I'll take you home right after. Took another steps towards me. Wait, I didn't get to choose. Please, Firefly? I didn't want to say it, but he looked desperate. Okay. I'll go with you. Wait, okay, wait. I'll save here? Can I actually return? Back. I decide. Oh, I can't pick either. Okay. I literally couldn't pick. I tried to pick it. Okay, I'll go with you. Joy on his face was shining bright as a billboard. He's mind controlling me, bro. Great. Let me get our stuff. Disappeared into the kitchen, returning with my backpack in one hand and a satchel in the other. College fucking sucks. Sometimes, man, sometimes. Deal with it. It's all good. You'll get through it. Poor little kitty. Passed it to me as he walked by towards the front door. Huh, I almost forgot I had this. Rifling through my bag, I found cat treats, Max's collar, a broken compass, and my phone. I even have a little cat toy. The battery was dead, though. Still, that's one less thing to worry about. Checked through my bag once more, finding an empty water bottle. Well, obviously this guy went through my phone, right? I frowned, distinctly remembering I forgot to pack water for my trip. Or at least, Michael told me I did. Didn't I? You ready? Hey, yo! Dude's got a crossbow? I looked up at Michael, startling, when I spotted the large crossbow in his hands. He followed my gaze and shrugged, albeit with a nervous smile, like he'd been caught doing something he shouldn't be. Quickly strapped the weapon to his back and out of sight. Don't worry, I'm not going to use it unless necessary. I would hope not. Chuckled at my indignant tone. You think I'm going to let you out into the woods without guaranteeing your safety? I made a promise to get you home, so this is just an extra precaution. You don't think it's a bit much? Better safe than sorry, Firefly. I mean, you ever see a wolf in the woods? This isn't, what is that movie called? Into the Gray. You ain't Liam Neeson, okay? You are not fist fighting the wolves to death, okay? You are not gonna, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna be like the extras in that movie, okay? You're gonna get eaten alive. Did have a point. If anyone knew these woods and the kind of danger it held, it'd be Michael. Wild boars? Glanced over him again, noticing he changed his oversized cardigan for something more outdoor appropriate. I will punch a wolf. Yeah, you'll punch a wolf and die. His eyes tracked mine. His shoulders stiffening as a tint spread across his face. So, what is that movie about? It's about Liam Neeson, like, in a plane crash in Arctic Canada, and him and a bunch of survivors have to try to survive, but there's a wolf pack on their trail. And let's just say it does not end happy. So shall we? He opened the door and waved me out. It's a really good movie, though. Check it out if you ever get the chance. I stepped outside to glance around his front yard. The landscape wasn't anything special. It was actually left quite plain, just thick with trees and foliage. Our only paths of dirt and flattened grass clued me in the routes Michael would use as he comes and goes, webbing in all directions trailing to the front door. Come to think of it, anyone passing through would be able to spot Michael's house if they squinted through the trees carefully enough. I guess he was right that nobody's walked through this area in years. I heard a lock turn before Michael joined me by my side. He smiled wide before tipping his head in a direction, making sure I was behind him before he started walking. I was hesitant, but followed suit. It was quiet as we traveled, save for the sounds of nature calling out around us. The weather was bright and warm, the sun casting pretty rays through the gaps in the trees. I had to admit, enjoyable as it was, the bird calls and rustling of leaves as we walked somewhat brought bad memories. Yesterday was miserable. I think this game's gonna have a messed up surprise. I think the fact that he's mind controlling us is already kind of an oof. There was a chance I wasn't gonna make it out alive. I watched Michael's back as he led the way, the man barely paying any mind to his surroundings. His ear would occasionally flick back in my direction, but overall he seemed confident on where to go. Having Michael as my guide home was definitely a great assurance. Made me even more grateful that he found me when he did. I don't think he's taking us home. I sighed and shook off the negative feelings, keeping pace while appreciating the fresh air. I stepped up next to my companion, willing my voice to speak after plenty of silence. This is actually kind of nice. A good old nature walk. I coughed into my fist, feeling embarrassed. I don't go outside as often as I should. Michael smiled kindly. I'm glad I get to bring you then. Yeah. Feels different when you know where you're going. Actually, where are we going? He sensed my nervousness and laughed. Don't worry. We're almost there. Looked up and saw it before he even pointed it out. A clearing in the distance, the trees growing strangely sparse in that area. Held my breath as I noticed the grass slowly starting to dot with flowers, delicate blooms swaying here and there in the breeze. As we got closer, Michael watched me as my mouth dropped open, a knowing twinkle in his eyes. It was breathtaking. A secluded little meadow of flowers, lit up by beams of light, making the scenery resemble a page from a forgotten fairy tale. Butterflies flitted about in pairs, their wings flickering and complementing the surreal yet enchanting ambience of the whole place. Michael let me gawk some more before walking ahead, turning to face me before sitting down to relax on the grass. He slipped off his satchel and laid it on the grass by his side along with his crossbow. I blinked out of my stupor and approached him, spinning around to drink everything in before plopping myself down next to him. So, what do you think? Pretty, isn't it? I nodded dumbly before finally glancing to face him, the man's gaze on me softening as our eyes met. A butterfly approached us rapidly, making me flinch on instinct. What? It landed on his finger as he held it out, its wings flapping gently. He smiled at the dainty creature, a fond look in his eyes before he held it out towards me. Do you like butterflies, Clock? I'm scared of them, actually. I think they're okay. Michael nodded, rotating his finger to watch the creature flutter its wings. I think they're fascinating. They're, Metamorphosis? Metamorphosis? He beamed, nodding excitedly. Metamorphosis. My cheeks puffed and holding back a laugh. He's actively trying to... Yeah, he is. My cheeks puffed and holding back a laugh. Michael knew he fumbled, but grinned anyway. That word you said. It's amazing. To have that ability of being reborn into a different creature. The chance to look different. The chance to look beautiful. I scanned his face thoughtfully before pulling my knees up to my chest. It kind of is. The sun was at its peak now, the air getting warmer as minutes passed. The leafy canopy over us provided enough cover for us to not overheat. Michael picked a flower with his other hand and placed it on my palm, his tail looping around us both as my cheeks darkened. He closed his eyes and leaned back further, the butterfly still resting on his hand. Is he purring? My ears caught a soft rumbling before I realized it was coming from his direction. I almost wanted to ask, but I didn't want to ruin the moment. No fucking shot. This is a cat. My gaze dropped as I twirled the flower in my hand, holding the stem delicately. But no, it can't be, because he's been gone only for like a day. The gesture felt platonic, but also romantic. I wonder if Michael was even interested in relationships. He'd been alone most of his life. He'd probably get tired of my presence sooner or later. Before I could contemplate further, the butterfly in Michael's finger took off, my gaze trailing after it as it left the sunlight and flew away into the woods. Which reminds me. Michael. Dude, why do I hear a cat purring? No. Don't get me wrong. This place is stunning. But is it okay if we go now? He straightened from his relaxed slouch. Why? We just got here. I chewed on my lip, hesitating. I love it here, I do. But I want to go home, Michael. Michael studied my face. Clock. Do you want to leave me that badly? But no. I need time to recover from losing Max. I know it's silly and dramatic, but knowing she won't be there when I get home... I trailed off, another shot of guilt and regret filling my chest. I just need to get it done with. I feel a hand rubbing my back. Michael nodded slowly, looking me in the eyes. His smile was gentle. That's okay. I understand. Maybe this place can help with that. It's a nice spot to nap in, isn't it? Picked it out just for you. Why don't you go ahead and lie down? Ayo? His words made you sway, a sudden bout of sleepiness weighing heavy over your eyelids. He was right. It is a nice spot to nap in. Why were you in such a hurry? You yawned, laying back to stretch on the grass. The warmth of the ground seeped through your clothes, lulling you into a sense of comfort and safety. There you go. Just spend some time with me. Just a little bit more. Please. Hello? I'm literally... This is not... He's diddling us. Oh. Here's something else I could show you. He reached into his satchel. He pulled out a wooden box. This is not good, boys. This is not good. It's called a kalimba. It blinked slowly, clarity coming back as I shook my head to pay attention. The box fit neatly in his hands, Michael holding it as if he were typing on a phone. I could see it had a hole in the middle with thin strips of metal arranged in a triangular shape over it. Well, what does it do? Proud smirk spread across his face. I'll show you. Okay, I'm hydrating. He began to pluck at the metallic prongs, a gentle ringing sound resonating with every flick of his thumbs. Couldn't recognize the song. He might have made it up himself. I closed my eyes, enjoying the tune. Michael gave a soft chuckle as he kept playing. Relax and listen as long as you like, Firefly. A few minutes passed by with Michael plucking away at the instrument. Two of us sunbathing like cats on a Sunday afternoon. Must have dozed as the next thing I knew I felt a nudge on my shoulder. Comfy? Chuckled low well when I refused to open my eyes. I mean, if you'd rather stay... My eyes shot open, my whole body jerking to sit up. Michael glanced at me, kalimba in his lap, and a forget-me-not chain in his hands. What? I shook my head, slapping at my cheeks. Slapping at my cheeks, he actually just slapped his butt, okay? I just slapped both of my cheeks. Can't believe I fell asleep. I still need... It's alright. Cut me off, his sigh was heavy. I was hoping... Never mind. Patted my shoulder, though his smile didn't reach his eyes. Thanks for being here with me. Maybe we can do this again sometime. If I ever see you again. Let's get you home. He rolled over to his feet and stood up, brushing off dirt and fixing his satchel. Come on. Gathered our things and set off into the unknown once more. Well, unknown to me at least. Michael seemed to have a map of this place ingrained in his brain. He seemed a bit sleepy still, so let's freshen up, okay? We walked a bit further away from the clearing, coming across a river. Compared to the rest of the path we walked, the area was shaded considerably with a thick canopy of leaves above us. The flowing water looked inviting as I kneeled back down by the bank, Michael idling close by. I dipped my hands in, eager to wash my face. The water was refreshing and cooled my heated skin in the afternoon sun. Pulled my hands back to see Michael peeking over my shoulder into my reflection, smiling with a faraway look on his face. Startled as our gazes met, irises darting away to look at himself instead. Immediately his expression changed. He's drugged us, man. He's definitely been diddling us. His ears flattened, a grimace twisting his features as his lips curled back. I'd never seen such contempt in his eyes as I did then, staring at his own visage. Oh. Stepped away, retreating underneath the cover of a tree to lean against it with crossed arms. He doesn't notice me watching. I patted my hands dry on my shirt and approached him. You ready? Yeah. Stopped him before he could turn to leave. He looked at me with a questioning look, tipping his head. I hesitated. I wasn't the type to speak my mind directly. Most of the time I'd keep my things to myself and let things go by. But nobody should look at themselves and have that sort of reaction. He touched my bunghole. Hey, you know you're not, I might as well be frank. You're not a monster, Michael. You looked taken aback. What makes you say that? I saw how you were looking at yourself. How you talk about yourself. None of it is true. I keep telling you, you're more than just your appearance, man. I don't know what compelled me to do it, but I did it anyways. I reached for his hand and held them between us. His eyes widened at the contact. All it took was a day with you, and truthfully, I think you're the most amazing person I've ever met. Made a choked nose. I'm just some old nobody compared to you. That's not... Shut up and listen. Promptly shut his mouth with an audible click of his teeth. From where I stand, you saved my life. Taking care of me better than I could have ever asked for from a stranger. That already proves to me you're not the monster you think you are. You're charming, you're smart, you're sweet. You're a million more wonderful things, but you are not a monster. Take a second to compose myself, lowering my voice. You may look different, Michael. But guess what? His multiple eyes stared into mine, ears flattening as if fearing the worst. That makes you all the more beautiful to me. His breath hitched. I could feel his hands squeezing mine, fingers trembling. It's like he forgot how to breathe. I realized my hands were getting sweaty. I pulled away, hastily scratching at my neck and avoiding his gaze. I could feel the blood rush to my face. I could dunk my whole head in the river and it'd probably let off steam. Sorry, that came out of nowhere. Just didn't feel right if I didn't say anything. I hope you understand. An awkward silence passed between the two of us. Oh. Oops. Anyways. I caught him mumbling under his breath. I can't let you leave. What? I said you can't leave. I mean, not without your cat, right? I frowned. I've already tried, Michael. Like you said, it was stupid for me to just wander off in the woods as if I'd find her through dumb luck. He paused, his fists clenching. But I haven't. Huh? I haven't tried. I know these woods better than anyone. Oh. Sorry. I can try looking for her. But that means you can't leave yet. Michael, I appreciate the offer, but I don't think I should stick around any longer. I have a job and responsibilities and... Hey, yo, you hissed in pain, a sudden migraine overcoming your senses. You felt sick, your stomach wringing itself into knots. It felt like the world was warping around you as your legs wobbled. Your body buckled over as you resisted the urge to vomit. Oh, Michael caught you as you slumped gracelessly to the ground, your head resting on his shoulder as he cradled you close. Hey, you don't look so good. Your vision doubled as he spoke, his speech oozing together words into an indecipherable mess. Are you okay? You need me to carry you home? Yes, please? Urgent. Okay, no problem. Just hang in there. Hang on to me. That's all. Sure it is. I'm sorry. So sorry. You don't deserve this. If I could just one more day with you, I'd be the happiest man alive. Here we are. Let's get you tucked in. I should give you some clothes, especially since you'll be staying another night. You're okay with that, aren't you? Bruh. That's all from day 2 of Mushroom Oasis demo. More updates coming in the future. Tell me what you think of the game. Any support / feedback is highly appreciated. Thank you for playing. Heart. Okay, we still got a couple of other options to pick. I kind of forgot this was a demo. Wow. I kind of forgot. I kind of forgot, okay? So, we picked some options. He's definitely doing something to us. Leave them. Defenseless, I faced Michael as he stepped closer. Let's just keep picking some different things. Couldn't stop staring at those eyes. Looked wide with panic. Okay, listen to me. Everything's gonna be alright. So stay away from me, you freak. This is the freak ending, by the way. But why? Why do you hate me that much? Can't we just start over? Shook my head, backing away from him. Just let me leave. I don't want to be anywhere near you. Michael stopped advancing, hands fisting at his sides. Oh, okay. That's okay. I'll let you go. Just... Oh my god. A little jump scare there. What the fuck? Screamed as his arms wrapped around me. All I could do was twist in his hold. He's a little scary, this guy. I could feel something tightening around my legs, his grip on my chin forcing me to look at his face. His tail? Let go of me. Let me go, Michael. Static. Crazy mushroom boy. All I could hear was static. My body went against my will as I slackened against him, limp as a ragdoll as his eyes bored straight into mine. Michael's smile was manic. That's it, Firefly. I've caught you now. You'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Of course. Of course everything's fine. What'd you have to worry about anyways? It's just your dear sweet friend, Michael. Trustworthy Michael. Safe and sound, Michael. He was all that you needed. That's right. Settle in, Firefly. I'll take good care of you. I promise. Oh, wait, what was that? Okay. I can't have the real you, but I'll willingly play pretend if it means I get to keep you. Oh! Your name is Clock. You live in the woods with your best friend Michael. You love Michael. He loves you. You've never had a job. You've never had a cat. You've never left these woods. You never had a home anywhere else. You already are home. Hey, Firefly. You want to help with dinner today? Of course you do. Oh, God. Come on. Ending 3. Playing pretend. Oh, that one's a little fucked up. He fucking full. We're just a puppet in that ending. Oh my god, Michael, what the hell, man? Yo, what a dick. Okay, all right. Let's take it all the way back here. Okay. So we said yes both times. Let's say no. I ignored the pleading voice in the back of my head, stealing my resolve. Strangely enough, the second I made up my mind, the faint static that fogged my thoughts cleared instantly, only replaced with the urgent need to go back home. Michael goes quiet, his grip on my hand tightening before he loosens his hold. I see. If that's what you want. But are you really sure? Yes, it's what I'm meant to do. His ears flattened at my words. He laughs an empty laugh, mouth twisting into a crooked grimace. Surely you wouldn't mind sitting down for a quick meal. Just a bite, even. Please. His hands fisted at his sides. Do you really have to go? Yes. Actually, dinner sounds really good right now. Yes. I have to leave. Michael stared at me as if looking for something. Finally, he sighed in defeat. Alright. I guess I can't keep you here. Not anymore. Let me lead you outside. Michael ushered me towards the back door, swinging it open as he sidestepped to let me out. Chill breeze crept along my arms. I turned towards him one last time. Thanks again for everything. He was silent for a moment, staring past me into the trees. You're welcome. Be careful on your way back. I'm sorry there's not much more I could do for you. You could point me in the right direction? He's been nothing but gracious. Strange for a farewell, but I was too occupied with thoughts of returning home to care. I looked over to the woods, the shadows cast from the moonlight causing some hesitation in me. Do you mind giving me some directions as a head start? Michael looked at me finally, then to the horizon with a tilt of his chin. Keep heading in that direction. You'll come across a trail that'll lead you straight home. I waved at him as he shut the door, the mechanism locking shut with a click. I stood there for a moment, questioning if I had made the right decision or not. Another urgent thought compelled me to leave. This is no place for me. I have to go. It was already too late to go back, so I gathered my resolve and walked away. I walked and walked. Trees blended into one another after a while. I should have been afraid or concerned, but it felt right. The darkness that surrounded me was too comforting for me to feel in danger. I steered away from the direction Michael showed me ages ago. My feet willingly carrying my body to someplace specific. No, is this the mushrooms? Someplace special. A final destination. Here. The patch of mushrooms I'd stepped in earlier. I was meant to be here. I've always meant to be here. I laid down in the cold, wet dirt and closed my eyes. Oh! Is this the mushroom ending? Michael. Oh, this... Oh my god! I'm fucking sad now. No! No! I'm so sad now, dude. This is my cat right there. There's me. I don't know what the original thing was, but I figured it out. There's not much I could do if the forest had staked its claim on you, Firefly. Wish I'd found you sooner. Sleep well, Clock. Ending 1, peaceful slumber. No, dude, I was... That's so sad, dude. I am actually... That was a sad one. That is a sad one. That was good, right? That was good. So what did we get? Did we get 3 endings? Wow. Did we get 3 endings? I don't know if we got all the endings yet. Wait, let me go back to this one. Listen to him. Let's listen to him. He was right. If you weren't careful, you could hurt yourself. But that cat, we got diddled. Yeah, true. I mean, the cat's been dead this whole time. He was right. If you weren't careful, you could hurt yourself. Your hold on the needle slipped, your ears picking up the sound of them clattering to the floor. Defenseless, I faced Michael as he stepped closer. Couldn't stop staring at those eyes. Looked wide with panic. Okay, listen to me. Everything's gonna be alright. So stay away from me, you freak. Why? Do you hate me that much? Okay, this is the same. So he just jumps on us right there. Does the creepiness. So we get the story progression. Yeah, let me try some things. So let's pretend to be asleep. Let's skip. So if you say no, you're kind of like, well, let's say no. Skip. I ignore the pleading voices in the back of my head, stealing my resolve. Strangely enough, the second... Okay, yeah, we've seen that. Okay. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to stay. No. That's what I meant to do. Let's try that. Skip. Actually, dinner sounds really good right now. Michael's jaw dropped for a second before he quickly recovered. Yes, of course. Here, come sit. I'll serve up the cottage pie in a minute. Okay. I don't eat meat. Good thing I asked. Thanks for letting me know. Let me pick some veggies from the garden. I'll make you something. Smile on his face. I expect him to toss something in a bowl and have it done just like that. Apparently he had other plans. Wash the veggies thoroughly before chopping them up with an extra sharp knife. Okay. Set a pan on the stove and oil it up, tossing in half the ingredients, seasoning them. Pot boils. Small kitchen quickly fills up the smell of his cooking. Watering in response. Okay. Wow, that looks nice. Dude, you fried some rice and veggies for me. Serving size was a bit harder than I expected. He must have known I was starving. Oh, he's gonna have the cottage pie? Okay. Trying to keep it simple but filling. Go ahead, dig in. This is the same. We did kill him in the first ending. We did kill him. Yule would never do this. Fetus... yeah, true. Okay, so I think we picked all the freak out stuff. Maybe just remain calm. Skip. You're cool. You're pretty. You're cool. You're cool. Something out of science fiction. Is that a good thing? Yeah. Oh. My point is... Okay, appearance doesn't matter. Do you have something else? Oh, I can make us some fresh salad if that's what you'd prefer. I'd love that. Thank you. Of course. Tucked away his knitting materials and set it aside. Oh, I also have a surprise for you after breakfast. It's not the most exciting surprise, but... Okay, this is the same. Just as promised, Michael prepared a delightful bowl of salad. Fresh lettuce, cherry tomatoes, minced carrots, and onions. You can see bits of homemade croutons added into the mix too. It's quick and simple, but put a lot of effort into it. I couldn't wait to dig in. Okay, this is the same. One forkful of the salad had me sighing in delight, the taste and textures mingling on my tongue. You could tell these were fresh, and nothing beats fresh ingredients straight out of a garden. Okay. I already picked all these. Yeah. So like living in the woods. They are just people you live in close proximity with. Michael's ears flattened instantly, following with the look of discomfort on his face. I see. All the more reason I don't need family, then. I don't understand how you humans could be around each other so much. If it was me in that situation, I don't even want to think about it. I was taken aback by that. Do you hate being around humans? He straightened in his seat. No, that's not what I meant. How do I explain this? He waved at the air while his tail flicked aggressively. I can be around humans because we're so different. Your presence near me doesn't affect me at all. But, say you're like me. Gestured wildly at himself. As in, like me. I might get a bit dangerous. Couldn't even imagine associating Michael with the word dangerous, but he seemed dead serious. What are you saying? Like, if I had horns and a tail like you? He laughed under his breath, but it sounded forced. Haha. Exactly that, actually. Are you saying there's more like you out there? Oh. Okay, a little bit of lore. Didn't seem like he wanted to talk about it anymore, so I cleared my throat and changed the topic. To be fair, everyone's definition of family could be different. What about you? What's your definition of family? Michael looked surprised I asked him that question. I don't know. I've never had one, and I think your answer just confused me more. Okay, this is the same. This is all the same. They're okay. I'm scared of them, actually. Michael's eyes widen, a look of guilt flashing across his face. He slowly lowered his hand, the butterfly menace still perched on his fingertip. Oh no, this place has to be your worst nightmare. I'm sorry, we can leave right now if you want to. I inhaled a breath before shaking my head. I still want to be here. It's okay, Michael. I eyed the insect crawling on his finger, wings gently flapping. Leaned over to Michael slowly. Promise you'll keep them off me, though. You didn't miss much. We got an ending. We got 2 endings. One where he brainwashed us, and another where we died. Michael looked at me with a playful grin. Oh, I guess I did get all the endings, but I guess we'll pick the last bit of dialogue. Because the endings we got were, the first ending, we killed him. Second ending, he brainwashed us. And the third ending, we died. And the fourth ending, the story progressed at the end of the demo. Won't let a single wingtip even brush you, Firefly. You sound so determined I just snort with laughter, forgetting my fears in an instant. Okay, and then this is the same. Yes, please. No problem, that's the end of the demo. Okay, we got... That was the... So I'm skipping, because we already saw it. If you missed out on it, check out the YouTube video on this game. That was Mushroom Oasis, okay? I liked it. It was very interesting. I can't wait to see what the full version is like. I feel like the full version is going to... If they ever do make the full version, because a lot of the time these demos don't actually get updated, or they take an extremely long amount of time, or the developer just doesn't have time anymore, whatever it is. This demo was definitely interesting. And I hope they do finish it. But I do want to say this. I hope they don't make it too long. Just because it's hard for a lot of people to play a visual novel with no real actual gameplay for multiple hours. And that can tend to be very hard to do. Not for everyone, but I could see it being kind of hard to play this. Like, if I had to play... So, like, that was day 1 that they have. So if I could see, like, maybe 3 days max, and I think that'd be fine. But anything longer than that, and I feel like the game would be a little too long. But I liked it. He's a cute guy with a little hidden secret, you know. And he's hiding things from us. Like the fact that our cat is fucking dead, bro. Really hope we didn't eat our cat. That's the scariest thing so far. And what is he doing while we're asleep all the time, you know? What is he doing? Not trustworthy. This guy's not trustworthy. That's what I'll say. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. That was all endings of Mushroom Oasis. If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more content. We do visual novels, we do indie horror, AAA horror games, and some random games here and there too. So, yeah, if you like those things, check out the channel. Seriously, and subscribe. And to all my current subscribers, thanks so much. You guys are awesome. We're at 2.7K on YouTube right now, which is absolutely insane. Almost at 3K. I haven't even done a 2,000 subscriber special. And we're going to be going to... We're at 2.7K, and if we get 230 more subscribers, we're going to be at 3K. I really don't know how to do the subscriber specials anymore. How to say thank you to you guys. You're all awesome. Maybe we'll do like a horror game giveaway, or we'll do some kind of marathon again. Maybe we'll do a marathon for Christmas, okay, guys? Of daily uploads on through the weeks of Christmas or something. I don't know yet, but I just really want to say thank you to everybody because it's really awesome. Getting to YouTube partner and having more than just 10 subscribers in general is pretty cool. I never thought that would really happen for the channel. I just personally made the channel for a couple people I knew IRL. So the fact that anyone else wants to watch it is really cool, you know? So thanks a lot. Have a good one. See you around.